0864. Stations your final time cue will be with 15 seconds until airtime. Mark, 15 seconds until airtime.
Oregon is going to the Final Four.
The following is a Learfield presentation of the Oregon Sports Network.
And Oregon is going to play in the national championship game.
Welcome to Duck Insider.
Man, it feels great to be a Duck. Give it to me, baby. My house. I'm taking it there.
Their competitors, they'll want to put the O on.
Three, got it!
We're going to compete to a standard every day.
The Oregon standard.
Rebound, tap it in! 1 point more to go!
The opportunity to play, put Oregon on your chest, should mean a great deal to you.
Unloads on one into left field, back toward the wall, gone!
This program is staged to compete and to win championships.
Oregon wins!
This is Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield. Presented by On Point Community Credit Union. Better banking, local solutions. Live from the Country Financial Studio, here's Joey Mack.
Thank you, and welcome to our first Athletic Director Tuesday of the season. Lisa Peterson, Deputy Athletic Director, with us in just a moment. Some good news and notes to start the show today. Media Day is tomorrow for Oregon football. The first day of football practice in fall camp is Friday. I may or may not be here, but I'm still here today. There's only one phone number that can ring through on my cell phone because in typical broadcaster fashion, it's always on the vibrate and silent setting. But if it were to ring, I just want everybody to know that even though he is going through a really rough morning, Jordan Brenner is here just in case he's got to come out of the bullpen. His Washington Nationals just traded away their franchise today, so he's having a rough day. But Padres fans, they're probably pretty happy. That's at least one news and note. So I'm glad that you're still here. He's getting through it. He's working through it. A cool academic honor for Oregon soccer that we're going to tell you about, and a few announcements in the coaching realm as well for both track and field and women's lacrosse and men's basketball heading on their foreign tour. We'll tell you all about that coming up on the show today. Lisa Peterson, Deputy Athletic Director, is here. Hi.
Hi, Joey.
How are things?
I can't believe that I'm the first one of the 2022-23 season.
So we planned this because we know that the Baby Mac is due August 12th. And so we were like,
you didn't want me to give you crap for missing my segment.
Exactly, because it is now, I went back and looked, 11 straight appearances from Lisa Peterson that I have been here.
Wow. I think we're breaking records.
And there was a period where it was like 5 straight appearances where Lisa was on with someone that wasn't me.
Yes.
Yes.
And
Lisa was very quick to point that out.
I was. I felt it was pretty intentional. But now that we've made 11, and you've made me the first one of this year, like I take it all back. I take it all back.
So, normally this would be, the Rob Mullins debut episode.
It would
but
be.
instead, Rob's not coming on till game week.
Wow.
Yeah. So
okay.
he's got all of August to not deal with me.
To prep.
Sure. Sure. Either way, So, okay, I've been asking everybody this question.
Okay, I'm ready.
You are, I think, very much like a coach in that you are a influential person in a lot of young people's lives.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
So I've been asking everybody for like fatherly and parenting advice.
Oh gosh.
What do you got for me? Anything that I should know? Like how do you appropriately mold young people's minds?
My advice, not having any children of my own, but having extended children for the last however many years, is love on them.
Okay.
Love on them. In the good, the bad, the ugly, love on them.
See, that's good advice. I think that you're actually the first person that's given that simple. I've been getting a lot of specific examples from people like, don't drop the kid. It's like, thank you. Yes. So
I mean, I'm giving you a baseline though. I figure that you've got the baseline of care.
Well,
so,
I know this sounds a little bit awful. So, but just everyone who knows me and who listens and watches the show enough knows the personality that I am, I think. And so you're going to understand that I'm saying this in a very Joey Mack way. The first few months of the kid's life, basically, you're just keeping it alive.
That's true, but you can still love on them.
That's right. And so that's why I like that your advice is just do that.
Just love on them.
Because there's
everything else will be okay.
There's a period later on, where there's things that you do as a parent to positively or negatively impact said child, and I feel that in the first couple months, it's like just keep it
you can't
alive.
mess that one up so much.
You hope not.
Yeah.
You hope not.
Yeah.
What'd you do all summer?
Well, I've been here. I haven't done vacation yet. So
No
I'm
vacation.
I'm going next Saturday. My phone will not work for 10 days.
Good. Like you're actually disconnected from society.
I'm going to. Well, we're going to try it, Joey. I've never done it.
That's
so
really,
we'll have to circle back and see how it worked out. But you already know I'm panicking about packing because I'm a terrible packer. So
that might be the longest running joke on Duck Insider is that Lisa
I remember
Peterson,
when we were over in the Duck
store,
talking about it. Yeah.
Like Lisa Peterson just.
You would think after all of these trips in my lifetime that I would be better at packing.
So
and
you
I still
still
suck.
do you still overpack?
Overpack, absolutely.
I
overpack.
think everyone overpacks.
I might be a new level.
Scott, you overpack. I know your wife does then. Amy overpacks.
Well, let me say this. I had to go to Denver last week for NCAA women's basketball meetings. I was gone for 3 days. Okay. 3 days, 3 nights, 3.5 days. Okay. I had 5 extra shirts.
But was that because the weather could change and you have
I'm in a hotel.
You have different activities. You may have to attend different levels of formal.
I would love to give myself grace for that, but no, Joey, it's just I'm not good.
Okay.
So if anybody has any packing advice, I'm down for hearing it. You need parenting advice.
Roll.
I need packing advice.
Roll, don't fold.
Okay.
Big believer in that. I don't really fold anything. I'm roller.
You're rolling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because then you can roll whole outfits, and then you just unfurl them, and you're ready to go.
There you go. Well, I feel like because we're talking about it and my phone is nearby, it's going to pop up on everything right now. I'm going to have all kinds of packing advice.
Okay. The equipment guys could help.
They sure could.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Pooh Wasson.
That's right. I was having this conversation. Actually, we're about to break the fourth wall. Coach Ulmer, we recorded with him earlier today.
What do you mean break the fourth wall?
It's like when you speak to the camera.
Oh,
like you kind of
okay. See, I learned something new today.
Yeah, so, it's like the behind the show. If you
okay,
will, right?
okay,
so
gotcha.
We actually talked with Coach Ulmer earlier because he's got meetings and practices because not practices, just meetings because they're a week away from report day for volleyball today. We talked with him earlier, and I said, of any group that I work with, I think the equipment guys might be the most resourceful. The equipment staff, I think, are maybe like just the best examples of problem solving at its finest.
And I could give you so many examples, but the very first one that popped to my head when you said that was the first time that we went to the College World Series and we chartered. And if you know softball, you've got bat bags as well as, your roller bags and, all the things. And the plane was not big enough. Yeah. And Pooh knew that track was leaving, and so it ended up being where he took all the luggage that didn't fit, jumped on the track plane, drove from Fayetteville to Oklahoma City.
And people took shifts talking to Pooh, if I remember right, on the phone because he drove through the night.
Yeah.
I sat next to a duffel bag that said equipment bag 4 on that flight. There was a bag.
That's because that was probably supposed to be Pooh's seat.
Right.
Yeah. But yes, resourceful always. Yeah. 100%.
Soccer season is coming up quickly. We're going to talk about that. Going to talk about volleyball, a lot of other things. Women in flight. The update. I haven't looked since this morning. Where are we at in the bidding?
Last I saw was over 7,000.
That's amazing. Hey,
yes.
Well done,
We got a goal,
fans.
though. We got a goal. It's not 7. So I'm hoping.
Keep it going.
Yeah.
GoDucks.com/WIF Jordan 1, Women in Flight. WIF Jordan 1 for the bidding, and we'll get an update for you. But let's actually maybe start with that. That's a tremendous endeavor. Take fans kind of behind the scenes, if you could, of the build-up toward the very first Women in Flight Jordan and where we stand right now.
So we had been planning the 50-year celebration for what feels like a year, at this point. And I just can't say enough about the unique relationship that we have, with Nike and specifically Tinker Hatfield, but then the 2 young women that he worked with to do this shoe. And the fact that we even have this opportunity just shows you what, how fortunate we are at Oregon. And the shoe is incredible. If you haven't seen the photos, I highly recommend you go out there. But there's only 2 in the world. There's 2. So this is a really big deal for sneakerheads and all the things. Like it's a pretty cool thing. Yeah. So they're showing the photos now. The other cool thing though is the box. And I don't know if you have a photo of the box, but on top of it says "Go do anything." And the logo that Tinker made, like it just symbolizes so many things when I look at it. And the fact that we're doing it the way that we are, and again highlighting our female student athletes and all the paths that have been paved to get us here. It's just really incredible. So I feel very lucky that we even get the opportunity to do something this cool. And all the sneakerheads, I guess I don't know anything, but I got a phone call that said we made it. We made it into whatever the big time sneaker platform was. Like, it's a platform that has 10 million followers. Lexi Cross is going to kill me for not knowing the name, but whatever it was, I'm going to. Yep. But we got it on there, and so that's cool. A really big deal.
You know, I'm so glad that you brought up the box, because the way, and this is just like one example that I can give people, just the way that like Tinker and creatives like him think, that everyone thinks about the shoe.
Of course.
But then there's the whole presentation aspect that comes with it. And so I can actually tell a little bit of an inside story on that, because the shoes that Tinker made for Jerry Allen last year, I know this is going to sound crazy, but I thought the box was the coolest part.
Yeah.
Because the way that Tinker and his team designed it, you open the box and like the fight song plays, the audio of Jerry's call of the pick plays. It's like a piece of Autzen replica turf on the bottom.
Yep.
And just this display and the storytelling that goes beyond just, oh, it's a really cool sneaker.
Right. I feel like Todd Van Horn did that same thing when Elton John came here.
Yeah.
I think that the box was just as cool or cooler than the shoe.
Yeah, it's just amazing to think through, you know, so I'm really glad that you brought that up.
Yeah, no, I love the box.
Lisa Peterson joining us. So give us an update on the Go Do Anything campaign. Where are things at right now?
I don't know that I'm supposed to be the one that officially gets to say this, but
give us an update that you're allowed to say without getting us in trouble.
I think we're getting pretty close to our goal. Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Can you remind fans of the goal number?
The goal, and we can go back as, you know, would you say behind the fourth wall? Isn't that what you said?
If you're breaking the fourth wall,
if you're breaking the fourth wall, you're kind of getting letting them inside.
Yeah, you're looking at the camera and telling them what's happening.
Okay. Yeah. Well, when we were talking about this campaign, you know, I think that we don't. The greatest thing, in my opinion, about Oregon is that we don't have this long, rich history and tradition, and innovation is kind of what we're known for.
Sure.
And so it's okay to have these big, audacious dreams and ideas and plans. And so when we were talking about what the goal was, when you say $9 million for women's sports, it feels really big. And the fact that our staff was like, but let's do it. And then an even bigger fact that we are really close to getting it. I can't thank people enough, because I do think that Title IX matters. I think our female student athletes matter, and the support that all of you give to them, it matters. And so I just wanted to say thank you.
That's cool. It's we'll have some updates from the Women in Flight crew.
Yeah, let's see. I don't want to. Again, she's really going to be blowing up my phone probably.
Yeah. So. Lexi will be on the show. Don't worry. It's great. It's germinating.
Yes,
it's germinating. I want to get a timeout. We have yet to talk about some of the seasons that are upcoming, like soccer, like volleyball. The first sporting event every year, it's always soccer, and we are only 11 days away.
I know. Can you believe that?
Yeah, the first athletic event of the year. So a lot to talk about. Lisa Peterson is with us. It was a slow news cycle this summer. Nothing happened. We have nothing else to talk about. Back after this on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey Duck fans, we're all about protecting our home turf here in Eugene. You should do the same for your home with Country Financial Insurance. Most home insurance doesn't account for inflation, but with Country Financial, yours can. If something happens to your home, make sure you can rebuild the same house in the same place. Call a local representative or 866-COUNTRY and get a solid defense for your home. Home insurance policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Casualty Insurance Company, or Country Preferred Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois. Property must meet age and condition requirements, which vary by state.
From the weight room to the classroom, on the field and off it, On Point proudly supports University of Oregon athletics because student athletes do so much more than bring us pride on game day. They bring our entire community together in Eugene and all across Oregon. So whether you're watching the game in the stadium, at home, or at your favorite local business, their success makes all of us stronger. On Point Community Credit Union, onpointcu.com. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity.
Don't go anywhere. Duck Insider continues after these messages on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Okay, forest animals, kids are coming to the forest, and it's up to us to make their visit a good one. Sparrow, have you practiced the most popular bird songs for the year?
Of course.
catchy. I like it. River, how's the temperature?
It's a refreshing 52 degrees, man.
I love it. Turtle.
He's not here yet, man.
He's late every morning. Okay. Squirrel.
The forest has been preparing just for you. To learn more about cool things to do in the forest, visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Tom has been a teacher for over 40 years. One day, I think one of the students had asked the question and he didn't remember the answer. And I also noticed that he was letting his class out earlier than they were supposed to let out. I was really starting to worry.
Levi and I talked about how it would change our lives, but he was there beside me.
When something feels different, it could be Alzheimer's. Now is the time to talk. Visit alz.org/ourstories to learn more. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Nobody is happier than one Todd Miles from Oregon Athletic Communications right now because our guy Spencer Steer just got traded to the Reds.
Oh, I love Spencer.
So congratulations to Spencer Steer. Here's hoping that he's in the big leagues soon. Todd Miles, diehard Reds fan. He is the resident guru of all things Oregon baseball. So I just saw on Twitter during the break, and Todd is fired up.
That's breaking news.
Well, if you're live with us in the 1 o'clock hour, right? So I always have to say that because the show's on at different times.
That's
across
true.
The state.
That's true. You're right.
So,
You're right.
My
I forget.
biggest fear.
What is that?
Like, there's actually huge breaking news at 4 o'clock,
and it's not on your show.
Yeah, then the show is late, to the party in Portland if it's on in the evening, and it's just no, we don't need that.
Well, that just should entice folks to listen to it at 1 o'clock.
Well, you hope so.
There you go.
You hope so, but then the preferred way would be to watch the show and unfortunately face for radio.
Ditto.
Yeah,
so I hear you.
Not you, but
I
me.
hear you. No.
And particularly Scott. Even though Scott, see, this is the thing.
Why does he always ride you?
Scott was a TV weatherman. Did you know that?
I did not.
Yeah.
So I've learned two things today.
Yeah. Scott is actually, of the two of us, he has actually been on television the most.
Wow.
And it's
Where's
not
the
close.
clapping
Yeah.
thing on the
And it's not
the
close.
radio?
Yeah.
Yes. Nice
So,
bow.
I said slow-moving summer.
Clearly.
There was just nothing going on.
Yeah.
There was no new headline to follow, and conference news, and name, image, and likeness. Just there's always something in college athletics these days. So from your chair, I mean, how do you handle all that? How are you feeling heading into another season where it seems like anything could change at any given time? It feels like I don't know.
No, you are 100% right. Anything can change at any given time. And what I will say is that I'm really glad that we have Rob Mullins as our leader, because no matter what is being thrown at him, the way that he manages it, he's the right person, especially during tumultuous times. And so I just can't say enough about how he goes about his business and the respect and reputation that he has in the industry. And so when we are going through these challenging times, I'm just grateful that he's leading us, because I guarantee he will make sure that Oregon is in the right spot.
That's cool to hear. I think that's especially for someone who works with him as closely as you do. You know, for Duck fans to hear that, I think that's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
And with all of the sort of business of sports getting the headline, I do want to say I'm glad now that we're getting back to a period where games are going to be played.
Yes.
Because that's what it's about, right?
Yes.
It's about the competition on the court, on the field, and for fans. And so let's start with soccer on the field. Because, again, 11 days away from Corbin taking on Oregon soccer. New turf at Pape Field, a little bit of a new look. I'm excited for Graham Abel's team.
Absolutely. I met with them yesterday. That was their report day. And first of all, the room has never been that full. So that's already one thing that gets me really excited. But there's a whole lot of talent that we have on this team. And I think it's a great combination of our veteran players. We do have a couple transfers, but then, the new faces and the new looks, and another year with Graham and Rachel. And so that team, and as I said to them yesterday, they are right on the cusp of greatness. And I truly believe that this year they are going to make history. And it's an incredible group. They're fired up. I saw some of them downstairs in the training room this morning after their first day at practice. And so it's just, if you haven't followed Oregon soccer, I highly recommend that this is the year that you do it.
Jump on that wagon.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun. And Leah Freeman has been at every U.S. camp that she can this summer, and she looks unbelievable. So just really excited. You know, this is Zoe. Like, you could go through the list. Somebody's last go around, True and Chai, and it's just going to be – I think it's a great group. And, you know, the foundation that's been laid, you know, there's been several really great players before who've built up. And, you know, it takes a little bit of time, but I really do think that this is the year for that program.
I was talking with Coach Abel on the show yesterday.
Oh, good.
And you know, he was talking about depth, and you mentioned how it's the fullest the room's been because the roster's the biggest that it's been. And, you know, of course, one of the reasons for that, and I talked with Coach about this, is that COVID still impacts roster management
Absolutely.
here, you know, over the next few years. But, like, you've got a couple sixth years, a few fifth years on this team. Like, you know, that's a tremendous opportunity beyond soccer, even with personal growth with leadership and academics.
Yes.
You know,
Some are getting their masters.
That's a real benefit that's come, if there is such a thing, that's
Absolutely.
come from COVID.
No, I agree completely. And I think that it makes because things were taken away, and I think we've talked about this before, but because things were taken away, you just appreciate it in a different way. And so I think that when it is hard and all of the things, that they are appreciating the fact that they get to do it.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Volleyball.
Yes. So their report day is next Tuesday. I've heard nothing but excitement for this team this year. And again, a good mix of veterans, you know, and some young folks. And, you know, I mean, we have Brooke Nunaviller.
Yeah.
So I don't know what else to say.
She might win Player of the Year.
There's a really good chance. And the thing is that she's probably not even going to play the position that she would play for the USA for us. Right. She's just she's a unique athlete and a great person, and she's going to lead that team. And there's a lot of leaders and, you know, a lot of talent on that team. She's just someone that really just stands out.
I think it's amazing to think about with someone like her. And there's been some, I think, that are like transcendent of their sport that we've been fortunate to watch at Oregon. But she fits that category, everybody.
Definitely.
Like that's what's because it's not just what she's doing, which is amazing on the court. It's the off the court too.
Right. And she, you know, Sabrina's going to be our standard forever, probably.
It's a good standard to have.
Absolutely. But that's where Brooke reminds me of. And it's the things that you can't teach. You know, it's the mindset. It's the attitude. It's that, you know, I got into a discussion with the NCAA women's basketball meetings last week, and somebody was talking about, you know, the 2020 season that we didn't get to have. And I guess South Carolina mentioned, you know, was talking about they should recognize a national champion or whatever the case is. And obviously the team wasn't played, or the tournament wasn't played. And I said, we can say whatever the rankings were, but I will, you know, stand on every table and, you know, to my deathbed that Sabrina was not going to lose in that tournament.
Yeah.
And she had a cast of people around her who had that same belief. And so, and that's kind of how I feel about Brooke. Like she just has this belief and this will that whatever she can do to get it there, like she's going to do that. And I mean, you saw how she's been banged up. She's been, you know, all the things, playing multiple positions, and she just has this will. And when you buy into that and you jump in on that, all you got to do is just stay with her, and she will take you there. And I really believe, you know, that she has that ability. And it's internally driven. It's not anything that anybody puts on her, you know, or anything like that. Like, she's harder on herself than anybody is on her, but she's transcendent, I think is what you said.
Yeah, I like that word.
It's a pretty good word.
Good vocabulary,
it
SAT
is.
word.
Yes.
So one thing, too, that I think is really cool with the way this volleyball schedule stacks up this year is they're going to be in Portland for the first weekend of the year.
Then
home, right? And so it is kind of unique, actually, the way the schedule usually works out. That's not the case. So Oregon fans, you get the chance in Portland and in Eugene to see this team early and often.
Yeah, and then they have a gauntlet.
Yeah.
They're going to go to Minnesota. They're going to go to Miami. Yeah, it'll be great. No, it's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, our fall, and I know that you already talked about football and things like that, but if you're not excited about the fall for Oregon sports, like, I don't know. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a good year.
Yeah.
It's a good year on the horizon. So I did not ask you a little bit. I teased this, but we didn't ask about the academic side of women's soccer.
Yes.
So today, a 3.44 grade point average for this last year. The Oregon women's soccer team received the College Team Academic Award. And then Oregon softball was recognized academically yesterday, I should say, for a 3.5 GPA.
Yes.
Not bad, huh?
No, and that is one of the things that, we always talk about what happens on the field, on the court, on the pitch or whatever. But the fact that they're taking care of their business off is, it's a true testament to, what their priorities are. And, they have the opportunity to leave here with a degree and set themselves up for whenever their sport ends. And that's the conversation that I always have with them is at some point in your life, it will end. And so prepare yourself for what that looks like. And they're taking care of business and being able to do that. A shout out to the academic staff for making sure that they're staying on top of things. But a lot of them, it's internally driven.
So the fall is coming up. We know you're going to take some vacation, well-deserved here in the next few weeks, or next, I guess, what, week?
11 days.
I'm
going to go after the soccer game.
Okay, so soccer, the 13th.
13th.
Lucky number. Good choice.
Is it?
13's like the unlucky number. Exactly. So you're playing the odds.
I am playing the odds.
That's good.
Okay.
Do what
Jody
you
would
do.
not like us talking about gambling.
I don't. Wow. Boy. Usually I catch myself on ones like that, and
I caught you. That
good.
That just is our relationship, Joey.
Takes a village. Really takes a village. Really does. But I was going to say, so like, what's on the to-do list for you between now and then what's the focus when you come back? I mean, like, what's on your desk these days?
Right. So right now it's getting Jerry Schumacher, you talked about our new track coach, helping him get his staff finalized and getting them going because cross country is just around the corner as well. So that's the really big thing. And then, these team meetings and make sure that soccer and volleyball are good before I head out. And then when I get back, it's everything else.
New soccer, new volleyball seasons, and a new track coach today.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, yes. Did it? Yes.
It is. I should have told you that.
Okay.
It's official. A 4-time Olympian on the track staff.
Yes.
Pretty sweet.
It's really sweet. And there should be other announcements coming out.
Oh.
So.
Look at this. Okay.
Keep your eye on Twitter.
If you're live with us in the 1 o'clock hour at 1:26, okay, so that's the information we had as of this moment.
Yes.
That was my disclaimer.
I like it. And no baby yet. So thanks to Lizzie for waiting until my segment was over so that you could count this as the full 11.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And I would like to think that I would have been given a pass.
You absolutely. I mean, that is the one that I would not have even brought it up again.
Okay. and then it just happenstance. It would have been that you would have been on with Jordan and Jerry and Terry each of the next few times.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
Then
I would have had to give you a hard time.
And I would have never seen you again.
Yes. But Jordan did a fantastic job. So just want to make sure that
that's high praise from her.
That is true. I don't hand out compliments.
Yeah, do not let it go to your head. Yeah, that's good. That's good. What did we miss? Anything else that fans should know?
I mean, I hope that everybody got a break. I know that it's been a very short window, and a huge thank you to everybody on our staff, at the university, in the community that helped with the track meets that started in the beginning of May and went until the beginning of August. I know that people put a lot into all of that, and even through whatever challenges there may have been, there was nothing but high praise for all of those things. And so a huge shout out to all of those folks, and especially our staff, who I know it's part of it, but it's a hard part. So
I should have asked you this earlier. As a track and field, I'm gonna say super fan that you are.
Fair.
How awesome was it seeing the Worlds on U.S. soil for the first time and having it be at Hayward Field?
I don't know that I can describe it. It was absolutely incredible. And then that last night, first of all, I'm a big Sydney McLaughlin fan. I don't know anybody that watches track that isn't. So just the way it ended with her and then the pole vaulter to break the world record at 6.21. And he looks 15. I know he's not, but he looked 15. The way that it ended, it was absolutely incredible. And I was really glad that it wasn't 120 degrees like it was during the Olympic trials. I think that everybody that came to Eugene really enjoyed it. And I hope that people understand what a really big deal that it was. The first time, as you said, in the United States of America ever. and it was here in our community.
And Team USA dominated.
Oh, it was so great. I am still very bitter about the Devin Allen thing, but
yeah,
but the way he managed it is a testament to who Devin is and not who I am, because
No
I
kidding.
was yelling and screaming and doing all kinds of things, and he's incredible. And so I really hope that he makes that Eagles team, because they need him in ways that have nothing to do with football.
I had not talked about that on the show yet.
Oh my God.
And I didn't really know what to say, apart from I would not have handled it as well as he did, and shout out to him. So I'm really glad you said that.
And everything that he went through leading up to that, and how he's managed all of it. Like, he's transcendent. I mean, he's
true.
on that list.
Multiple
he's
sports.
He's pretty incredible. And so when he makes that Eagles team and he scores that first touchdown, we all have to know everything that has gone into that.
First thing I thought of when I was watching it live, and when I saw it happen, first thing that I thought of is he was actually on the coach's show during his senior year.
Okay.
And I always ask seniors, like, hey, favorite memories of your time as a student athlete. His had nothing to do with football. It had everything to do with Courts for Kids.
I was going to say, going on our trip.
Yep.
Okay,
That was the
so
story
you
that
want to
he
know
told.
what's really funny is I found those photos, and let's just say that Devin Allen is in completely different shape now than he was when he went on the course. But that's what I'm saying. Like, that was his freshman year, after his freshman year. And it was an incredible, like, it was a tough, eye-opening experience, but I'm really glad, again, that Devin is unbelievable.
Yeah, like senior year, he's had all these great memories
Right.
for Oregon football, for Oregon track and field. He's on his way to great memories in the Olympic trials at Hayward Field, and what's the one he brings up? It's
Courts
that.
for Kids. Did he talk about how before we left, so we had a layover in, I think it was New York, and the NCAAs were on, and the hurdle race was on, and he had it recorded, and I think that he watched it a lot.
I bet.
And then he came back and won it the next year.
Came back and won it.
So
that's cool. Well, I should have asked you that earlier, but
but what a way to end.
here we
I
are.
love to end on Devin Allen. He's a pretty great ending.
meant
I
that.
wish you all the luck with the baby. I know
Thank
I
you.
won't be on before it arrives.
Maybe,
but
who knows? I don't know. Who's to know?
But it's a really big deal, so congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm glad to. I will say this, and I will say this a lot over the next few days as long as I'm still hosting the show. I am very fortunate to work with a great team that allows me to take some time with my family.
You don't get that back.
That's right. So thank you again.
Absolutely.
Appreciate
Thank
the time.
you.
And,
I'll see you at soccer.
Disconnect, will you?
I'm going to.
Okay.
And I'll tell you how many bags I ended up taking.
Lisa Peterson, just don't take the laptop.
Oh, it's not. I promise that.
Good. Lisa Peterson, Deputy Athletic Director with us. When we come back, Matt Ulmer will interview me on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Now's the time to visit your local Toyota dealer and find yourself in a stylish and fuel-saving RAV4, Corolla, or Camry. Or climb behind the wheel of the rugged Tundra, Tacoma, and more. Toyota's national sales event is on. Toyota, let's go places.
At Shadow Hills Country Club, our all-inclusive event pricing allows us to take care of all of the details while you enjoy your event. Our wedding garden, expansive grounds, ballroom, and meeting rooms can accommodate any size event and come complete with full catering and service staff. From weddings to business and social events, Shadow Hills offers the benefits of a resort atmosphere and the peace of a country setting just minutes from downtown Eugene. For more details, call us today or go to shadowhillsevents.com.
Now's the time to visit your local Toyota dealer and find yourself in a stylish and fuel-saving RAV4, Corolla, or Camry. Or climb behind the wheel of the rugged Tundra, Tacoma, and more. Toyota's national sales event is on. Toyota, let's go places.
Duck Insider continues after this timeout on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
Okay, man, this is your time. Maybe you didn't choose this, but you're here now. You're gonna go out there and be an all-star caregiver. Cook, clean, be there emotionally and physically. You gotta dig deeper. Drive them to physical therapy, doctor's appointments, because that's what caregivers do. Don't give up. Show the world that you're tougher than tough.
Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
To some, the sound of a baby babbling doesn't mean much, but that's not true. They're testing out vowels and consonants and trying different sounds. And by 12 months, their babbling is beginning to take on meaning, especially if there's no babbling at all. Little to no babbling by 12 months or later is just one of the possible signs of autism in children. Learn more at autismspeaks.org. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Back inside the Country Financial Studio, it's Duck Insider presented by On Point Community Credit Union. It is my pleasure to welcome Matt Ulmer back into the studio. Okay.
I don't remember.
Yeah, you do. Watch.
Okay. All right.
You're going to get it just like.
Oh, my God.
God, that was so good.
Just came right back.
It really does. It's like riding a bike. Welcome back. You were just saying.
Do you ride a bike well?
I used to. I'm actually a dirt biker. So
Stop it right now.
So like when most people try to pedal, I just like curl the wrist, and that's
I'm
how
learning
I
so
prefer
much
it.
about you today.
Yeah. I've been dirt biking.
Dirt biker.
Gosh, a long time since.
Is there any video of that?
Yes.
Can we get some of that content for maybe next week?
I probably do have some somewhere. I've never been like a strap a GoPro to my helmet guy.
Well,
you know, because I'm not.
Because you're not that good.
I'm not that good.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I understand.
And I'm not.
You don't want that to be out there.
I'm more of an exploratory trail rider than I am like a motocross track, if that makes sense. Like I like to go like on trails and explore a little bit. And a lot of people think that's boring. They want to see like when someone jumps off a big cliff. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
You know. Are you an Explore Oregon guy? Like, do you feel that you've explored enough of Oregon?
No. I really want to be, though.
Yeah, me too.
I think, and maybe it's an excuse, but the kids, I feel like, make it a little hard.
Is that so? That I thought maybe.
I think our little ones. I think our little ones, like if you want to really go hike or go do something, it would be.
You're like carrying one on each shoulder, kind of thing.
And I have no muscle, so that would be tough. My wife could probably take.
I disagree with that. I feel
that
like
you know what we do.
You played with the team.
These
in
are.
spring.
I fill the sleeves because we bring the sleeves in. So that's how that works. I didn't do this myself.
That's clever.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
That's smart. That's a veteran move from Oregon volleyball head coach Matt Ulmer.
Thanks,
here
Donovan.
with us in the studio.
Rogers, thanks.
Donovan, best equipment.
He knows.
guy
I don't even have to tell him anymore. He's like, just bring him in.
Bring him in a little bit.
Yeah.
Aren't the equipment guys maybe the most multi-talented people in the entire department?
I mean, I feel like I'm just surrounded by incredible people.
Yeah.
And they are some of them, absolutely.
Yeah. There's a long list.
Just like yourself.
No.
Dirt bike extraordinaire.
I dabble.
Dabbles in dirt biking. Yeah.
You know, and so we were discussing this during the break that I was going to ask Coach Ulmer for some fatherly advice because you're a father of a few, right? So everyone's a little different. Okay, first time dad, could be tonight. Who knows? I might not be here for media day tomorrow. If I'm not, then Coach Ulmer's going to interview a bunch of football
As long as he's not here for next week.
Well, then you don't get to see dirt bike footage.
No, we could still have that.
I'm going to have
and a baby
priorities.
picture.
Maybe. We'll see. Who's to know? We don't know. But
Not me.
This is what I'm sitting on pins and needles all the time, and so I've been asking everybody.
Do you have the phone ring set differently? Like the emergency one?
I have the do not disturb function set so that the only person that can ring through the vibrate feature is my wife.
Nice.
Yeah.
I had that.
Yeah.
That's what I had for my wife on the first one.
Oh.
After the first one, I don't think it was.
She just didn't even tell you she was going in.
Yes. I think I got a picture of.
Wow.
That's not true.
And you were like on the road probably, right?
No, I was there.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Thank you. That's my first piece of advice. Be there.
Be there. Yeah. Good advice. Good advice. What else you got for me? Fatherly advice.
Make sure your phone is charged if you're taking videos. Make sure actually we took a video of our last child's birth with my phone, and I didn't have enough data
storage
apparently, and it shut down my phone, like locked it down, done. And so I had to go around, and I was like calling anybody who was like ex-CIA to see if they could hack my phone to get it out. We found a place that did it. It was really an adventure, but we got the video.
Really?
Yeah.
That's wild.
So, actually, my advice is make sure you have storage on your phone. If that's something that you want,
Yeah, I think that's something you want.
Some people might be disturbed by that, but we're not.
Have you gone back and watched it?
Like every birthday we show the kids.
Oh, really?
They love it.
Really?
Also, people might think that's disturbing, but we like to have that. Yeah.
Cool tradition, I think.
I think so. Yeah. So it was really sad when I thought I lost it.
Yeah. Ulmer family tradition. See, I'm learning so much about you.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you think of any other fatherly advice, you just let me know. Been asking everybody. The biggest piece of advice.
Foot rubs for your wife.
You know, she's ticklish. She's not a fan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Calf massages for your wife.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. The biggest
keep
piece
her
of advice
happy.
that you get is,
Keep her happy.
like, you know, keep your significant other happy.
Mm-hmm.
The funniest piece of advice that I got was make sure that they play every single sport known to man because that's the only way to tire them out. Accurate?
Yeah, I mean, mine won't play, but the other ones do. Being out in the sun. Yeah, keep them active so they sleep. That's a good one. I would say, you know, at birth, again, if there's, you know, be thoughtful of if there is video running, like not saying anything to ruin the really precious moment.
Are you speaking from experience?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Like, don't try and crack a joke, perhaps, right when your first child is born, because it still might get held over your head 8 years later.
I mean,
so just don't.
Should it still be held over your head?
Yep.
Okay.
It should. Right. So, but don't do that because that is not appreciated in the moment or any time after.
Really?
Yes.
It's not, so it's
just let the moment just be, or say like you're amazing,
right,
sweetie.
Okay.
Like you're a superhero, which is very accurate. Don't crack a joke.
So the people in this room,
that is not a moment for you to be you. Okay? So fight every instinct. If I could go back almost 9 years ago and talk to myself, don't be you in this moment. That's what I would tell myself.
The two people in this room that already have children, I'm including Scott Phillips now.
Yeah, hi, Scott.
I think that you two both would be top seeds in the make a joke during birth bracket. So, and Scott agreed. Scott nodded vigorously when you said that. So, do you also are we also speaking from experience here?
Yes. When my wife was giving birth to our first son, we were watching the Oregon-Arizona State game.
Oh boy!
In the room, and so I'm looking this way, and then I'm looking that way, and then I'm looking this way, giving her score updates. It's crazy, man.
Did she want the score updates?
She did.
Oh well.
She was asking for them.
We had permission.
Then you did it right.
I did it right, and I did not tell a joke. Because I knew that somebody else told me that first. Yeah. Don't joke about it.
No one told me that.
Okay. And were any of your fingers broken by the time the squeezing
second
was
one.
done? Oh, okay.
No, the first one, the drugs were so intense I actually had to hold her leg for her. The second one, we didn't get the drugs as I was speeding towards Riverbend. Luckily, it was clear at night because I thought child was coming out in the car.
Wow.
And so we didn't get there in time for drugs, and my hand, I can still feel my hand, from her, the superpowers that came out. It was incredible.
I suggested to someone who was like, you got to be prepared to have your hand hurt. I was like, well, could I just maybe give her a stress ball? And
yeah, that thing will come back at your face so fast.
Exactly. So my friend.
So yeah,
my friend who I said this to jokingly, as so I clearly was not fighting myself enough in that moment.
Right.
He said, "Yeah, you just gave your wife a weapon.
Yeah,
don't do that." Mm-hmm. And I said, "Okay, okay." So we've been going for 8 minutes. We've yet to talk about volleyball. Thank you for being here today.
We're recording.
Matt Ulmer, Oregon volleyball head coach, is
like
with
that.
us.
Don't do that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I got
do that.
I got it.
Okay.
Catch fans up. Where you been? What have you been doing all summer?
Recruiting. We did camps. We had over about 600 kids at camp, which is pretty impressive considering it was during Worlds.
Yeah.
So we know how hectic it was around here and hard to get people in town. So I thought that was a success, and the team has kind of been back and forth for summer, and they did a great job at camps, and they're great coaches, and I think it was a really good experience for everybody. And here we go. We're 1 week away. Today's what day is it? Second?
Tuesday, the 2nd.
Yeah. So we got 1 week until we report, and I think we're all really excited. It goes fast. The quarter system thing, it's a really short summer.
For sure. So what's the coaching staff like? What's your schedule like this week? Is it like we're refining our practice plans? Like, what are you guys doing before everybody reports and there's so much buildup and excitement?
A lot of meetings, and we have some new staff members. Mm-hmm. So I'm just trying to get them up to speed of what's going to go on.
You
and
talk
make sure
with
we have
schmucks
everything.
like me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're the only one I do that with.
Wait.
You're the only one wasting my time right now, okay? Everything else is actually no.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But for you, anything. No, just a lot of meetings, and just trying to make sure we're prepared and have our schedule out and all that. So.
On that note, reminder of a new coach. We talked about it a little bit in the spring, but pretty exciting for your staff.
Yeah, Tayyiba Hanif Park 3-time Olympian, I think one of the greatest players ever to play in our country. And really neat to have her in the gym, and it's fun to see our student athletes' faces like light up whenever she talks or she's around them. You can just feel the immense respect that they have for her, and she's so fun to have around our staff. So it's been a great addition, and just really excited for the year to be able to spend the time with her.
That's pretty cool. I mean, you say things like 3-time Olympian, and I feel like there's a lot of people, particularly around a place like Oregon, where you can say, Olympian.
Yeah.
And people, it sort of wears off, right? And it shouldn't, But, like, you say 3-time Olympian, and I'm like, man, there's not very many people that can say that.
Yeah, and 2-time silver medalist,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not bad.
She's incredible. And just a different perspective, and so she actually thinks about what she's going to say as opposed to me, so that's kind of fun, So, yeah, I think it's a good blend.
You did that on purpose, didn't you?
I'm sorry, what?
You did that on purpose, didn't you?
He thinks I'm calculated. Or a pessimist. He's not a pessimist. I don't think I'm a pessimist.
We discussed during the break that I think that Coach Ulmer is one of the more thoughtful and calculated people with his words that I know.
With my words?
And in general.
Okay.
I mean, most things that you do in life are with words. Most things, particularly in our lines of work.
Yeah. Like don't say the joke.
That's right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And
wasn't calculated. That was the problem.
See?
I know. Okay.
We're getting there.
Fine.
Yeah. Matt Ulmer with us, Oregon volleyball head coach. The schedule ahead. So you guys are going to report, and then you got a couple weeks to build up. One of the things I wanted to ask you, we'll get to it, I'm sure, a little bit more later in the month, but having your first 2 weekends be in the state of Oregon, that's kind of fun for your squad, isn't it? It seems to me that that's a little rare. You're not traveling like first weekend, it feels like.
It is rare. Yeah, we open up at Portland State, and we play Portland State and Long Beach, and then we're home. And we play September 1st is our first home match. We're playing Davis, and then the 3rd we play Rice. And, I think it's great for us. This is I feel like this is the shortest preseason we've ever had. Really, there's only one weekend for us before we play because we report back so close to the weekend. So we're not going to do an alumni weekend, which we did in the spring. So we're just going to do a green-yellow scrimmage for season ticket holders on the 20th, and then we open up. So it goes fast. So I think it's nice that we're not on the road those first 2 weekends, and that we're able to be close to home. And I like that we're going up to Portland. We have a lot of fans in that area, and I'm hopeful that they'll show up and be rowdy for us, and we can kind of turn that into a home court advantage for us there. And then after those first 2 weekends, then we're on the road and we're far away. So against some tough competition.
Minneapolis. But the Big Ten Challenge with the Pac-12, that's a fun tournament all the time.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's for, I think, pretty competitive teams, and the atmosphere is great.
So you got Minnesota, Penn State, you guys, not bad.
Yeah, last time we were in Minnesota, it was a really great experience for us. So
it went well.
Yeah, so I think it'll be fun to get back in that gym and hopefully play some really high-level volleyball again.
Well, I got a ton of questions about the roster ahead, but according to my stopwatch, I've already kept you at the limit, and Coach has meetings to go to that aren't with schmucks like
that was
me.
It?
So what did we miss? Anything else you want to know before we get into – I figured we'd save the big,
for when you're not here.
Schedule breakdown.
Yes.
Yeah, that's Jordan's job.
It'll be better with you.
That's right.
He knows that.
Of course I do.
Oh, you want to talk volleyball? Oh, all right.
You know what's funny? And we say this at least once or twice throughout the year that we don't talk about volleyball as much as maybe we should on the segment. And I just want everybody to know that is completely not my fault.
So he's blaming me? You're the one asking the questions.
But you lead the conversation.
Well, then maybe you should start leading the conversation.
Nah.
If you're saying I don't stay on task because I'm calculated and whatnot.
He's calculated. He's very calculated. Matt Ulmer, Oregon volleyball head coach, kind enough to join us. He'll be with us every Tuesday here on the show. When we come back, introducing you to a new track and field addition to the staff, 4-time Olympian. Pretty darn good. Back after this on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
From the weight room to the classroom, on the field and off it, On Point proudly supports University of Oregon athletics because student athletes do so much more than bring us pride on game day. They bring our entire community together in Eugene and all across Oregon. So whether you're watching the game in the stadium, at home, or at your favorite local business, their success makes all of us stronger. On Point Community Credit Union, onpointcu.com. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity.
Hey Duck fans, we're all about protecting our home turf here in Eugene. You should do the same for your home with Country Financial Insurance. Most home insurance doesn't account for inflation, but with Country Financial, yours can. If something happens to your home, make sure you can rebuild the same house in the same place. Call a local representative or 866-COUNTRY and get a solid defense for your home. Home insurance policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Casualty Insurance Company, or Country Preferred Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois. Property must meet age and condition requirements, which vary by state.
Duck Insider, your home for the latest news on Oregon athletics on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
It's 4 a.m., Monday, and you're literally sucking baby snot through a tube because she's congested. Man, that's love. And if you love her that much, love her enough to make sure she's buckled in the right car seat. To make sure your child's in the right seat for their age and size, visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Show them you love them. Keep them safe. Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
America, your children have an amazing superpower. They can help save lives by not having play dates. That's right. By replacing get-togethers with virtual play dates and video chats, they can help slow the evil spread of germs. And if your superheroes do go outside, make sure they continue their superhero wing by staying 6 feet away from others to protect everyone in America land. Find out more at coronavirus.gov. A message from the CDC and the Ad Council.
You heard us talking with Lisa Peterson, Deputy Athletic Director, earlier on the show about this. And now the full resume for a four-time Olympian and the 2017 NYC Marathon champion, Shalane Flanagan, will join the Oregon staff as an assistant coach to help lead the team's distance program, as announced Monday afternoon by head coach Jerry Schumacher. And by the way, Coach Schumacher is going to meet with the media tomorrow as well. In addition to all of the Oregon football media festivities, Coach Schumacher is going to meet with the media tomorrow. So we'll have a lot of content for you this week. That's the plan anyway. Schumacher said, quote, Shalane will be a phenomenal addition to our staff. Her accomplishments speak for themselves, and her seamless transition into coaching has been exceptional. Most importantly, she will be an amazing resource and mentor for our student athletes as they navigate both their athletic careers and lives off the track. Shalane has the experience, drive, and compassion to be an outstanding leader for our student athletes, and I can't wait to see the impact she will have on our team. In her coaching role, Flanagan has been part of the emergence of the Bowerman Track Club as one of the top running groups in the world, and of course there's part of that connection with Coach Schumacher and now Coach Flanagan, Shalane Flanagan, joining the staff. For women's lacrosse, after leading Oregon's attack to pretty major improvements in 2022, Caitlin Prince has been promoted to associate head coach. Chelsea Hoffman announced yesterday afternoon. We are excited to promote Caitlin to associate head coach, Coach Hoffman said. She's a skilled teacher who has built strong relationships with our players, which helped our offense improve significantly last season. In her first season in Eugene, Prince engineered marked growth in Oregon's attack. Ducks offense improved by nearly 2 goals per game while also dishing out 1 more assist per game as they did in 2021. So congratulations to Coach Prince, her office, right down the hall. Congratulations to Coach Prince. When we come back, men's basketball, 4-2, and also just look on Twitter. It was a nice day for Duck men's basketball. Back after this on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
At Shadow Hills Country Club, our all-inclusive event pricing allows us to take care of all of the details while you enjoy your event. Our wedding garden, expansive grounds, ballroom, and meeting rooms can accommodate any size event and come complete with full catering and service staff. From weddings to business and social events, Shadow Hills offers the benefits of a resort atmosphere and the peace of a country setting just minutes from downtown Eugene. For more details, call us today or go to shadowhillsevents.com.
From the weight room to the classroom, on the field and off it, On Point proudly supports University of Oregon athletics because student athletes do so much more than bring us pride on game day. They bring our entire community together in Eugene and all across Oregon. So whether you're watching the game in the stadium, at home, or at your favorite local business, their success makes all of us stronger. On Point Community Credit Union, onpointcu.com. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity.
This is Duck Insider. Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield.
When might you be buzzed? When you suddenly love everything.
You guys! I love this song! I love these nachos. I love our kickball league. Ugh! I love this guy. What's your name? You know what I'd love? A ride when it's time to head out.
If you see a buzzed warning sign, call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I love your car. Is this real leather?
Hey, so what's a great way to spread awareness that driving high is illegal everywhere? A catchy song, of course.
You can run, but you can't drive high. You can run, but you can't drive high.
Friendly reminder, don't drive high. If you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
We are on Media Day Eve. That's right. Tomorrow, Oregon Football Media Day. It'll be upstairs at Autzen Stadium, and the Ducks are going to go through a ton of different interviews, and you'll see a lot coming from various media outlets. One of them, of course, Duck Insider tomorrow, going to be filled with Dan Lanning. We're also scheduled to chat with a number of student athletes. Triquez Bridges, Bennett Williams, Christian Gonzalez, Byron Cardwell, Brandon Dorless, Stephen Jones, Jeffrey Bassa, Alex Forsyth, all on the docket tomorrow. We'll be going back to 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 back interviews. Did I actually get 9 there? That was 9? At least it was close. It was close. I'll have to go back and listen to the recording. But yeah, we're really looking forward to it. It'll be a good time. Jerry and Jordan will be here as well. They'll be helping us out, and we'll run through a ton of different things. And Coach Schumacher from Oregon Track and Field, Jerry Schumacher, is going to meet with the media as well tomorrow. Oregon head coach Dana Altman announcing the 22-23 men's basketball team will play 5 exhibition games in Canada this month. The Ducks will play McGill University in Montreal on August 21st before traveling to Ottawa to play the University of Ottawa and Carleton University on August 22nd and 23rd. Oregon closes out the trip to Toronto with games against McMaster University on August 25th and Toronto Metropolitan University on August 26th. Coach Altman said, quote, "We've always had a strong connection to Canada and are excited to go play in front of those fans. It also gives Ethan Butler, Keyshawn Barthélemy, and Quincy Guerrier a chance to go home and play in front of friends and family, something I think will be really special for those guys." So the full schedule, August 21st through 26th, the Ducks will play 5 different games as part of the foreign tour in Canada. It's watch list season as well. Brandon Dorless, Noah Sewell on the Nagurski Trophy watch list today. And as you can imagine, those watch lists will, well, continue because Noah Sewell's also on the Lombardi Award watch list today. Media Day tomorrow. See you then.
Jill, why don't you tell the class what you did this weekend?
Well, my dad and I went in search of some magical minnows and found a zillion of them in the stream from our lookout rock. Then my sister and I escaped from an evil slug king and went back to my super twig fort for safety. Then we told stories till it got dark, and the Big Dipper led us all the way home.
Wow. Where were you, Jill?
We went to the forest. It's not that far away.
Ask your parents to take you and your friends to the forest this week. It's closer than you think. Check out discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
If a natural